Hey, good morning. You're here for more Magic Talks. This is Brody. I'm here to do Magic Stocks. How you folks doing? It's November 10th. It's Thursday. It's the middle of the week, and as we speak, these prices keep going down and up like a peak. I am happy to be here. I'm glad you made it in the stream this morning, Johan, and everybody else for watching. The fans of Magic the Gathering who love the game as much as I do, and the Freetreons, the Patreons, and those of you tuning in on the juice. This is your host, Brody, and I've got to bring you some MTG stocks and discussion this morning. My man Johan coming all the way from Sweden on the other side of the world. Hey, how are you doing, buddy? Nice to see ya. I'm glad to catch up with you again today. Let's start looking at the movers and shakers list, but we can't do that until we have ourselves a little sip of coffee. I hope you guys have yours, whether you're at work or at school. Be calm, stay cool. Brody's got you covered. If you don't want to check the prices on these Magic the Gathering cards, don't worry. Let me do it for you. I'm checking them anyway. You can always check in here with the stream. Morning MTG stocks with Brody coming in this card once again. Let me just check to make sure audio's working okay. Everybody is let's see. Everybody's doing okay? Let's see. Oh, this baby. Let's make this big. Let's make it a little bigger for the boys. The boys are in the house. Okay, let's blow this up. I'm doing okay, Johan. It's cold here. I'm surviving. The only way I can get through it is to put on a happy face. It's minus 19. It's snowing outside. Nobody likes that. Let me get the chat up for you folks. Anybody who wants to hit me up in the chat box, hit each other up in the chat box. You guys are awesome. Thanks a lot for tuning in. People joining the stream, new subscribers, Benson, Mr. Mountain Jam, Nels Looser, Michael Superbacker. Happy he's got my back. I'm doing good. All right, it looks like things are working now. That's all good. All right, let me make sure we have cards up on the screen for you folks. Uh, Got to make sure we have some cardboard on the screen. Let's move this over. I do want to see this chart though. It's kind of important. 750 bucks for Force Field. I like this card. It's a 3 mana artifact. What do I like about it? Well, it's only one to activate it. I think that's pretty good. That's all right. It's 750 bucks. And if you want to play a card in old school, I use this with it works well with Titania's Song. It really does in an artifact build. This is this is a card that I was playing at the old school in tables in Vegas. It was based on a deck that was really weak, actually. Surprise deck. Titania's Song basically runs this, your Mox, Soul Ring, Felwar Stone, the Force Field, and then a copy of Titania's Song to turn all your artifacts into creatures. Wrath of God, and then Titania's Song. So there's a little bit of old school tech for you folks tuning in on the channel this morning. This card, I want to take a look at the chart. It's been kind of flat, and I want to bring this graph up for you folks so you can see it. Chat box is looking good. Let's get some more light on in here, I guess. Let's fix the chat box. I gotta do a couple of things. Bear with me a second. Alright. Webcam. All right. Brody's amateur YouTubing skills are coming through. Let's put that there. Now we can see this. So we can see the trends on this card. Pretty important. Pay one the next time, and let's talk about this force field from Unlimited. Was not reprinted in revised. It's coming in at the top of the list this week on the movers and shakers on Thursday. 750 bucks, up 36%. Can we find a deck using it? Where is it being played? Old school cards again. I see Mahamodi in the top. He wasn't there yesterday. One of these available. I'm gonna say Commander. All right, Duretti, Scrap Savant, Zur the Enchanter, Zyra, Arian, Sahili the Gifted. These are all decks that are playing Force Field and Commander. One online available from the vendors. I think it's a great card. Little up in price right now. I would say let's watch these cards over the next couple of weeks. Let's pay attention to see how much price retracement we're going to see. With the way Hasbro's stock is going, it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't see some of these cards go on sale even a little bit more. So maybe we'll just watch that one, see if it comes down in price. Mahamodi Dijin up 50%. The unlimited copy, $400. I can't see these. Okay, Eternal Weekend is coming up. Here's a card that's good in old school. It's a 5/6 flyer for 6 mana. It beats Shivan Dragon. It also beats Sarah Angel. So it's also good flying. It's really good. It's really good. So the unlimited version is showing here for 389, sold out to the vendors. It's usually about $100 for a near mint copy. You can also get yourself a revised copy of this card. I can see it selling on eBay. Deals of the day. Let's check out. I just want to check out our Thunder Spirit. There was a Thunder Spirit on here yesterday. See how that's coming, how that's doing. Is it still on sale? Oh, here's one. Thunder Spirit for $1. Pre-owned. 4 days left. Wonder how many people are buying these. Wonder how many people are buying the Mahamodi Dejin. For old school, 389 bucks. I think I wouldn't I'd try and sell it for 389. If you can get 389 for it, go for it. We're gonna wait a little while longer on this card before we see a restock on it. Unless you can get it on eBay for 40, 50 bucks. Maybe 60, 70 for a near mint copy. What else we got on the list? Vesuvan Doppelganger. Unlimited cards. All on the list here this morning in the top of the movers and shakers here for November 10th, 2022. Vesuvan Doppelganger, another card we can also get in revise. It's on a reserve list. Shapeshifter. I like this card. It's a star plus star, but for $449 this morning, you may have Vesuvan Doppelganger enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it doesn't copy that creature's color. And it has at the beginning of your upkeep, you may have this creature copy another target creature, except it doesn't copy that creature's color, and it has this ability. The original Shapeshifter from Magic. This card sees price action again and again, all the way up to, what would it say? $10,000 in July? I don't think so. Let's take a look. It was reprinted and revised. The cheapest copy is $30. Kind of a collectible card in the sense that it's got some really, really amazing Quentin Hoover art on it. It's blue and it's the original and it's a shapeshifter. It's probably one of the best shapeshifters. It's definitely right up there in the top. It's also an including. I'm gonna say what decks we got. Morophon the Boundless running it, and Nicol Bolas and Orivar the All Form. I don't think you can copy legendaries with it on your own side. I'd have to check the rules on that, but I don't think that works. You probably have to sacrifice one of them. Card Kingdom coming in for $11 if you want a good copied one. The revised Vesuvan. This card, okay, so here's a card that's primed to get picked up and bought out. This card was all the way up to 90 or $100 back in 2021 in the boom of buyouts, but now it's showing $30, but you can get it from the vendor for 10 to 15 or $20 for a minty copy. This might want to be a pickup. I mean, see if you can get it a little lower. What are they going for on eBay? $12? This damaged copy. You don't want that. But like that's a pickup right there. Revised Zasuvan Doppelganger. $11 for a good copy. If you just want to get a playable copy. Or go all the way up to $20, get one in excellent condition. Hmm. Trade into one of these if you're buy listing right now, sure, why not? You're going to get 30% bonus at some of the stores because they're desperate for cards. Something I was looking at just the other day, I wanted to check something out. Mr. DJ Longhair, morning. Thanks for joining us on the stream here. It's Brody. It's November 10th, and we're checking out the movers and shakers list. A list that I like to wake up in the morning and have a look and see what's changing on the old school side or the legacy side. The Vesuvan Doppelganger, like the unlimited version is spiked up like 449.99, which is crazy. And I'm looking at the revised copy right now that shows $30.99, but you can actually get it for like $11 if you search for it on the vendors. So like kind of a pickup. Not a bad card. Big hug to you, my friend. Happy to see you here, hanging out, checking MTG stocks and the movers and shakers list. What's this? Earthquake. This card's new on the list for this week, as is. Oh, Bayou. Did we skip Bayou? Uh, okay, well, black green dual land, original ABU dual, 888.38, up 11%. There, we said it. Bayou. It's a dual land. All the dual lands have been kind of rotating on and off the list. They move up in cycles. We just saw the Vesuvan. Earthquake, the unlimited. A bunch of unlimited cards here. Maybe people want this for old school, but it is $110, bro. Yeah. All right, let's check it out. Scroll this baby back. Yeah. Who's playing it? Dragon. That makes sense. Earthquake and dragons. Flying creatures don't get hurt by earthquake, right? No, do they? The Dragon, All Commander, Kalia the Vast, Torbrand, Therian of Redfell, Neheb the Eternal, Cyrix, Carrier of the Flame, Firesong, and Sunspeaker. I like these guys. Firesong is when Sunspeaker is playing this. Earthquake, why not? Fire and Minotaurs. Sweet. A little sip of coffee in the morning. It's early. Thanks for joining me up into the end of the hour. Maybe a little more. Depends how long Brody rambles down the list of the movers and shakers. Check this list every morning. I gotta look for a little bit of more magic news. Trying to come up with a thumbnail and figure out the topic for tonight's MTG Roundtable. Did you hear that, Johan? Anybody watching on the stream, the roundtable is tonight. Yes, that's right. It's Thursday night. Oh, the roundtable. Brody's got his jacket on. He's like ready to go, right? Maybe he'll get a seat. I don't know if I can make it, but yeah, the thumbnails for real, DJ. Nice work on the thumbnails. I do like the thumbnails. Always interesting. Yeah, if you want a little live Magic the Gathering discuss, check out DJ Longhair's Roundtable on Thursday nights. It's a good time. You might even catch yours truly over there once in a while. Then you gotta, then I can crash. I feel ya. All right. I feel you, brother. Let's move the earthquake over where folks can see it. Earthquake, another card that goes well in flying decks, flying builds. Let's put it where you folks can see it. There. Screencasting working good today. Johan, tune in. You're welcome to join. Yeah, it's a good time. It's something usually try and catch that after supper on Thursday nights. Uh, appreciate it. DJ Longhair, a real gentleman. It was great. Met him in Magic 30. And he's put me over on the show before, so big shout outs to DJ. He does a real nice job. All right. MTG stocks. The earthquake card. Let's back up and see. I saw something else on the list. Lich, right? We saw the Lich on here on Monday, I think it was. Unlimited copy making its way onto the list again here. 9% tick up from this baby, 25 bucks. And like this is a card, I believe we were discussing it. It says it works with Sholdred. So yeah, the enchantment from Unlimited for 294 bucks. This baby's on the reserve list, whether or not that means anything to you. But it says when it enters the battlefield, you lose life equal to your life total. What? You don't lose the game for having zero or less life. So this is like an original curse of some kind. If you would gain life, draw that many cards. Whenever you're dealt damage, sacrifice that many non-token permanents. If you can't, you lose the game. When Lich is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you lose the game. So if your opponents can destroy this, you basically lose the game. You want to protect it. You want to play like the cat enchantment that says all your permanents have hexproof. You do. Is this 9 lives? Yeah, so one of these. There's a deck that plays it, right? So there's the 9 lives card. If they're this one loses you the game. Lich's Mastery, and then there's Lich. This is Lich's Mastery. Just happen to have that there. It's a deck. And then Sholdred. So get this, Sholdred. You got to protect this thing. If it goes to the bin, you're dead. You're dead meat. It's all over. So it's super risky card, but it's always been a risky card, even since it was printed. You play this with Sholdred, and she says, let's bring her up. Ah, it's got to be played in Commander. Light played. Dex using Lich. Merkel, Lord of Bones. Okay, well, that may very well be, but what does Merkel have? What does Merkel do? Hmm, we want Shieldred. There she is. Shieldred, the Apocalypse. Here's a 4/5 with Death Touch that says whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. So with Lich on the battlefield, you draw a card, you gain 2 life. And then what happens? Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. So whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. And with the Lich's Mastery, whenever you gain life, you draw that many cards. And whenever you draw that many cards, you gain 2 life. And then it goes on and on and on. And it's a pretty good time. You draw your entire deck, you put it in your hand, and at that point, you should have enough to just win the game. Unless that just decks you out and you lose the game. Let's just check on that mechanic. That might be a little too overpowered. Any comment on that? Uh, listening while I figure that out. Yeah, give me a minute here. I'll make sure you keep Keep our client running. Got a sip of coffee. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Let's go right here. That decks you out and you lose. Yeah, that's for sure. But I mean, is there any way that's a good thing? Good morning, guys. Michael Superbacker tuning in on the channel. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate you for checking out Morning Stocks with Brody. Mr. DJ Longhair in the house. Michael Superbacker, coach. Appreciate you guys for watching. So we're just looking at the Lich card, the Shouldered card that decks you out and you lose. So maybe we want to deck ourselves out. Maybe if we have like a Jace that does something like that. I don't know. It's just that's what happens. There's the loop there. Just craziness there, right? Coach is saying there's a problem with that. We got to fix it. Let's grab ourselves another cup of coffee. Well, we're gonna hit up the movers and shakers list this morning for Michael Superbacker and the boys tuning in on the channel. And to those of you watching, the next card is a volcanic island. The blue dual lands. This one we talked about it. The revised copy and the unlimited copy seem to pop up. These did see a reprint in the new Magic 30 set. The unlimited version is like 14 or 1700 bucks. It's worth mentioning this wasn't printed in alpha, so this is like the third version of the card. Beta, unlimited, revised. They missed it. So it always fetches a premium compared to all the other cards, including the volcanic underground sea. I would just sit on these sidelines and watch to see how far these prices are going to fall. Because if you're looking for dual lands, I would wait a little longer. I think they're gonna keep going down. Guardian Beasts. This fuzzy little furry little artifact protecting 2/4 beast has been on the list this week 3 times. Super excited to see the Beast again, the Beastie Boy. I think this card is on sale. I really do. I remember when Minty copied a Consecrated Sphinx, which would technically deck both players the next time someone draws Minty. Oh, Minty. The Guardian Beast is on sale. It really is. I'm looking for one myself, and I would want to trade into it if I could. 817 bucks for the Arabian Nights 2/4 creature rare. It says summon Guardian, but it's been errata to be a beast, so that's pretty great because there's already beast tribal in Magic. As long as the Guardian Beast is untapped, non-creature artifacts you control can't be enchanted. They have indestructible, and all other players can't gain control of them. This effect does not remove any auras already attached to those artifacts. A 2/4 good power and toughness, and it's only 1 black and 3. This guy's a pretty good all-star as it stands. The vendors are out of stock. I can't find a copy, but I've sort of been looking for. There's a couple copies online for I think 999 Canadian doodles, which is 600 or 700 bucks. We're watching. We're waiting. We might want to try and snag a copy of that. Brody's considering doing a buy list. Buy listing with Brody is not a bad time. Either sit back and throw cards into a bucket and figure out what they're worth to send to a vendor. All right, coming right up on morning stocks. We're going down the movers and shakers list, the left hand side. I kind of learned something with you folks the other day, and thank you for joining me. I gotta grab another little refresh on my coffee because I really did. I can never stand to watch the losers. Like I just don't pay attention to the loser side, and I don't know. I just the other day I'm like, oh, I should look at that side too. So I looked at it and I saw a couple of cards because I always seem to focus on the winners side. Stay positive. Look at the winners, right? Don't look at the losers. But I saw a drop of honey and a couple other cards on there. It was good discussion, and it's another side of the list. We can run down it if you guys want to join me. A little bit past the hour this morning on November 10th, talking some MTG stocks. Oh, geez, minty. I just got a Heartless Hide Sugo. Heartless Hide Hidetsugo. Man, would be sick to break. Hmm. I got a personal line to Ken Mayer Jr. if you want it signed. Yeah. Hey gang, just catching up on the chat. Michael Superbacker, Mr. DJ Longhair, Johan Matuzzi coming in all the way from Sweden. Somebody who joined me in MTG 30 via live stream. It was cool to catch you there. Do you look at Legacy? I look at Legacy for sure. We're looking at Legacy right now. On that list, Mr. Coach, is the City of Brass. Eternal Weekend's coming up, right? Isn't it? Yeah, it's coming up in December, December 10th. So, like, we're talking eternal formats, legacy, vintage, and old school. That's going to be like everybody when we went to Magic 30. Like, I don't know about you, but we were all just like, yay, let's get together and do something. Like, enough with the shenanigans. We just wanted to hang out and have a good time and play Magic with people because it's something we haven't been, doing very much of over the last little while. So now these events are firing and people are picking up interest. And the Eternal formats, why not? I mean, it's not like these cards are going to rotate, but this card is like a Chronicles reprint as well. 569 bucks, an uncommon from Arabian Nights. Like, talk about the five best rare lands in Arabian Nights: the Library of Alexandria, the Bazaar of Baghdad, the Elephant Graveyard, the Diamond Valley, and the Island of Wacky Whack. This is an uncommon. Like, this one's $500 and it's really, really good. It taps for mana of any color. It does a damage to you, but that's no worse than any pain land that's ever been printed. It's played in all kinds of commander decks, and look, even a modern deck. You can pick it up for $411, $405 from the vendors. I myself don't have a Arabian Nights copy of this card. I mean, I like the Chronicles at $20. If it's just play value, you can play it with the alternate art on it. I think it might have even seen, where else has it seen a reprint? And it's got a meme card too, the City of Ass. So the city, yeah, 8th edition. You can get an 8th edition, right? Double Masters has been reprinted all over the place, but the Arabian Nights version is the collectible version. If you get a cheap version or you want to, it's good, something good to trade into. It's always going to have value. You can always trade up into something a little more fancy. If you want that black bordered one from Arabian Nights, it's going to cost you 569 bucks, but maybe buy less or trade, see what you can do. Go down the losers list this morning. Got to do it. Got to check it out. Morning stocks with Brody, Tom Mitchell. We're checking out the legacy list. Tom Mitchell, thanks for tuning in. Got my brother, Michael Superbacker, Coach, DJ Longhair, and Johan Matuzzi talking a little bit of MTG stocks. Mishra's Workshop, Underground Sea on the losers list. Like, there's inevitably going to be the dual lands sprinkled in on there every once in a while, right? There's got to be. The Underground Sea usually leads the pack because it's the most popular color, but it really depends on the format. Same as the Moxen. Like, if you go on the, I don't know why the power doesn't, like, maybe the power doesn't move as much, or people say it doesn't, but it does. The power never makes it onto the list. It never makes it onto the vintage list. We're only going to see anti cards over here, so it doesn't really give us a very good look at the entire market. So that's kind of a downside to this, algorithmic look at these MTG charts. I see the same trends over and over again, but you got to look for other stuff. I don't ever say, I don't want to say never, ever, ever, but you don't often see power on this. And this is the thing. Like, you want to know why which Moxen is the expensive one? It's Jet right now. Mox Jet is the expensive Mox, and that's because black is so predominant right now in the Eternal formats. So was that changes and new cards come out in standard? Like Luris. Luris got printed, and then like of course the black Mox is gonna be popular. So that one rotates, to the top of the field and prices move around. If a red deck gets popular, then the ruby will be popular. White is usually historically trailing in the back, but Luris again did wonderful things for Mox Pearl and the Sapphire because blue magic, like Mox Sapphire and Ancestral. But the point is, you hardly ever see those cards listed on the movers and shakers. You got to kind of like look at the format to see where those cards are moving into. So Underground Sea always on nice to see, yeah. And the Mishra's Workshop, man, I wish it was loaded. Good time to pick up duels right now. Yeah, for sure, right? Ugh. Arabian Nights was uncommon 1, 2, and 3. The uncommons are considered the rare. Yeah, like the U2s and U3s, right? They're considered rares. Like this Candelabra of Tawnos. A lot of what we do here, like on the channel, is we want to talk about cards and get some discussion. And like the subject of dual lands, like it's ridiculous. It's a hell of a subject. I remember opening some dual lands, picking them up for 20, $30. And cards like Taiga, they weren't a lot of money. They were the less sought after dual lands, but like I like playing red green. Like when Wall of Tinder was printed in Ice Age, I could play my Urnum Djinns really fast. So I was really, really happy to have uh, a Taiga, right? Now that things are kind of changed, you gotta trade into cards like that. It's a friggin' down payment to pick up a dual land. So we try to build that, and those are part of the fun of the game, right? They add a level of fun to the game where those cards it can't be reproduced, right? So how do we build that fun into your deck? You gotta trade, you gotta put a friggin' down payment on a on a dual land. No, don't finance a dual land. Uh, yeah, trading, picking up cards that the more you play the game, you can kind of get a feel for what cards are are going to be around for a while and what people are going to like, and play what you like. That's the biggest thing. Play the cards you like. If it's something you got a good feeling about it, it just makes you happy. Some people might not understand that, but if it makes you happy, you know, gravitate to those cards because in the long run they do you a lot of good. Candelabra Tano, speaking of you uncommons in the antiquity spot, this is a card I'm very, very fond of. 111106. 111106. For those of you watching, that's code for I love you, oh 06. uh, Candelabra of Tanos. This baby is okay, it's listed as a rare, right? Coach, comment in the comment section, but it's actually an uncommon, isn't it? We know that. It's a U2. U2 considered a rare on the reserve list for one. I was really hoping that this card was going to see a little bit more love and action in the player's perspective with the release of the Brothers' War, because it's got lore to the game. Tanos learned quickly from Urza that utter simplicity often led to wondrous yet subtle utility. The Candelabra of Tawnos played in Legacy. It is. It really is. Legacy Post, Cloud Post, Vesuva, the ones that tap for mana, one of every post. Locust, those lands. This card untaps them and it ramps you. You can play Ugins on turn 2 and 3. You can bounce land, check land, buddy land, Amulet of Vigor, Candelabra of Tawnos to make all the mana in the land. It's $1,111. It's probably worth every penny, and I hope it goes higher. But this card is underappreciated, if you ask me, as a U2. It really is. If you can find one, it's not $1,111 though. It's not. You can find it down in the vendors like for $800. I mean, it's not that much, and also it's ridiculously priced for graded copies. This isn't like eight. Some of the people are out to lunch and they're living in another world with this card. It really is. You probably get it for about 650. That's what I'm saying. It's good in a playset, but you can run three in a legacy build. This card's good. It's underrated. The art on it from Douglas Schuler is pretty great. It does have a counterpart, the Tano's wand. If you guys like art, I do. I like the art. This card makes me happy. I don't know which one makes me happier, the wand but Tano's wand. Tano's got a coffin. Tano's got a wand. Tano's got some tinkering. This art, this one here, put up the Antiquities wand. If you like that art, you like that lore, and that's important to you. If the card, the appeal of the card, the look of the card is what draws you to the card, don't let the price fool you. You can get Tano's wand. It's the same artist. It's very, very similar. It's signed here. It's $3.25. It's an uncommon, and I like this card. I do. I've bought this card. I think it's great. It's got some lore to it. I think it's underappreciated because it's seen a reprint over and over again. But the original art for 325, it really is a beauty. You get buck 75 for the Tano's wand. It looks good next to each other. Well, it really does. When you put them one next to the other, I'll tell you, it's a sight to see. Morning MTG stocks with Brody. Who we got? If you were to buy a dual land for grading, which one would you buy? Plateau. Or I wish I was loaded. Good time to pick up duels. I would buy Plateau all day long. That's like you ever play Monopoly? You know what squares win you the game? It's not Boardwalk and Park Place. It's the light blue ones. Plateau. Plateau is the Connecticut of Magic the Gathering. There you go. Taiga is like the Pennsylvania, the green ones. And like your underground sea is like your boardwalk, and your volcanic islands like that whole strip, right? You want to put hotels on it? Get the plateau. Get the plateau. It's a dual land. It's just like who cares about the price? There's a reason they move, and this is some discussion for folks. They move kind of together. Like you ever notice that? Ooh, ooh, one rare. If I ever you ever kind of notice that like so many plateaus will get you into the next card, like four plateaus for an underground sea, it tends to kind of work in multiples. There's like numerology to it, and the prices tend to shift sort of like that. The U2s are still really rare. U1 is rare, U2 and U3 listed as uncommon, U1 20 to 700, U2 31 to 1000. Oh, 20,700, U2 31,000, U3 62,000. For me, my John Duels, yeah. Bayou, born on a bayou. DJ Longhair's born on a bayou. Where are we here? Jund and the red ones. Maybe some Taga. Taga, right? Taga Bayou? Badlands? Graded set would be sick, but I need like five jobs. Yeah. Bro to the D, Ed, Dual Brain in the house. Welcome, folks. It's Brody. Appreciate you all for tuning in on the hour. We're just doing a little bit of MTG stocks, talking dual lands, the rare sheet, the uncommon sheet on U1s and U2s. The population is up there for folks tuning in. The coach has put it up for us. Thanks for tuning in. We got Tom Mitchell in the house, Michael Superbacker, Ed Dual Brain, the boys are all here checking out the morning price charts. Are any of you folks tuning in? This channel is for you, fans of Magic the Gathering, who love the game as much as we do. Check this out. Morning MTG stocks with Brody. If you don't have time to check the movers and shakers list, don't worry about it. I got you covered. You can always jump over here to the channel where we'll run down the list. Eureka Nico Bolas, original printing. We're going down the losers list here. Nico Bolas, the Flying 7/7. He's been reprinted, but I mean, as a classic Elder Dragon legend, this baby is maybe it's a pickup. Legends cards. And a tip that I saw yesterday, I got to go back through the comments, was a really flavorful card, the Headless Horseman. common card. The lore on that card is out of this world, and the art is fantastic. Nico Bolas. I just want to take a bump over to MTG stocks and see if there's any news over there, because it'd be a shame to miss it if Brody was asleep at the wheel. Prince of Thralls, Reckless, Stormseeker, and Hallowed Moonlight. Nothing's changed here, but tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. It's Yabba Dabba Doo time. We'll check back in the morning over at the Quiet Speculation in the MTG Stocks channel for a little more topic of discussion for you folks. Nicolas Bolas, the 7/7 flyer. We're spotting pickups, right? Eureka. Here's a card. You can get an Italian copy of it. In fact, it's kind of neat. This one's like the green show, sneak and show card, 649. All these cards I think we're looking at, they're going to go lower. They are. Put the brakes on, saddle up, settle up, and just like maybe do a buy list to a store that's offering pretty good trade in credit. And tomorrow I'm going to have a little more information on the store that I think I found that isn't offering any cash for cards. Store credit only. Apparently cash is hard to come by, but they'll give you a little bit more store credit. It's kind of scary, right? The last time this happened, the I think the vendors got a little chap because they got cleaned out when they closed the buy list. They really did. So it's interesting times in the market right now. It's kind of a buyer's market. Sit back, be choosy, and things will come to you. Eureka equals MC squared. We got the Einstein worm. Starting with you, each player may put in a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield. Repeat this process until no one puts a card onto the battlefield. So, the green the green sneak and show. Hi, I'd just like to put this Emrakul into the battlefield. Do you want to play anything? No? Okay. And then you can just put your entire hand. So if you can ramp this out, it wins the game. Let's see where we're playing it. Commander, do we have decks playing it? Anybody playing it? It says no decks found, but I happen to know this card's pretty interesting. Like old school, you could play it. You really could. It's 1994. You could go Eureka, Force of Nature, Eureka, Colossus of Sardia, Eureka, anything big. Eureka, something big. Love it. Comments lighting up. Michael Superbacker. I'm surprised Anka Mishra went down. Maybe a good time to buy. Let's look at the Anka Mishra. Well, I would say that one is the Anka Mishra. Let's look at it. We looked at it earlier this week. Ankh of Mishra. The unlimited copy. You're right. Good memory there, Michael Superbacker. You nailed it. This was the unlimited version. Like, I think all these cards, we could wait a little longer. Like, I think it's really a buyer's market. You don't have to rush out and buy anything. You can kind of sit back. This one's been out of stock and hard to find, the unlimited version. But if you do want to pick up a copy of the Ankh, what is that coming in at? I would go to the revised copy. This is what I play. It's $4. The revised $4 version. This is the penny stock version that I play. Um, Solid card. Anybody who wants to put a new land into play. So you got choices there, right? You got the premium version and you got the revised version. It may even have been printed in fourth edition. That the revised edition, oh, sixth edition too, and fifth. There's another art on it. Maybe this art's better. Thanos finally cracked the puzzle. The strange structures did not house Mishra's malevolent creations, but were themselves among his creations. So if you like this art better, the art from Ankh of Mishra in 5th edition, it's even a penny cheaper. So a penny saved is more than a penny earned, right? Like, because you got to pay tax on it. And then Justin takes like 30% of your, so penny saved on Magic cards is like a penny and a third earned. So this is actually 4 cents, 4 cents cheaper. So if you like this art, maybe hit that one up. I like it. Ankh of Mishra. That was on the list or Monday, I think it was, Mike, wasn't it? Michael Superbacker. Fork Tropical Island, the blue dual lands, the ones that are always expensive. Tropical Island. Let's just make sure I'm not falling behind in the chat. Brains AFK, working on the thumbnail. Show the link when I'm done. Anger Collections is joining us today. He has says he's bringing pretty to check it out. Nice, pretties. Bringing some pretties by. Right on. Promised myself I'm taking a step back, but here I am bellying up to the bar again. You know what? That's okay. So like I want to do a series MTG shots where we like just take a card, we set it there, we look at it, and we like have a sip of whiskey and just discuss the card. Like 10 minutes of card discussion. That's it, right? But like take a break from Magic. Totally. You can look from the sidelines. Like that's the thing. Even when I'm taking a break from Magic and I'm like I ain't buying nothing. It's not happening. There try and I watch I still look at these lists cuz it's interesting to see the calamity. It really is. I see the promise myself I'm taking a step back. Okay, I found his looking art for Bros War. The Moxman's in the house. Hey Mox. MTG, thanks for checking out the stream this morning. Appreciate you. Appreciate you as always. Love the videos. Really putting in some work over there at the Moxman channel. Busting his hump, pushing more than his weight all the way past 13K. The Moxman, appreciate you for leaving me a boomstick over in the comments section. Morning, Robert O'Brien. We're doing a little MTG stocks, checking out the movers and shakers list this morning. I like the dollar cost average approach. Put a little bit in each month and don't try and time the market. Buy through the lows and be willing to sell when it seems high. I'll tell you, unlimited at 401 games for a buck 50. Thanks, Mox, for the tip. Yeah, dollar cost averaging. Take from somebody like I could tell you. You know those Wall Street bets. That's a place where people go to post their losses, right? And you look at some of the losses that people post because they think it's funny, right? It's like loss shaming, right? It's something else, right? So you look at this and you're like, wow, this guy's like but dollar cost averaging, it really is over the long haul the most sound approach to investing in anything. As I really, I you only see that after you know good things and bad things have happened, right? What about Modern Horizons 2 and modern staple values? Okay, Robert O'Brien, modern staple values. That's a good question. Buy lists, buy list, buy list, buy list. Okay, always have a buy list box ready. Like I don't know, it depends how grindy you are and what type of a player you are. If you're a spike, I went to like this is another thing that I've learned after playing for such a while. I'm trying to play some more eternal formats like casual commander, old school, and like the 93 94 format simply because the pickup games are pretty chill. And even the tournament play, yeah, they're competitive, but like the modern formats are really spiky and super competitive. Super competitive. Super competitive. I'll say it 3 times. Modern is the most competitive format. It is. So you're going to run into people who are really attached to certain cards. And because they are weapons, they're bloody weapons. So your cards are important in modern, more so than any other format because that's where prizing is, that's where the biggest player base is, and that's where the most competitive is. So for me, when I see a card and I open a Phyrexian Metamorph, and like there's certain cards when you open packs, and Modern Horizons 2 is one of them. You open packs and you're like, man, I got a red and six. Holy smokes. Woo! That's like a $200 bill. It's foil or whatever it is. Like part of me, or a Great Henge in foil from Eldraine, or any of these things. And then there's cards that you get consecrated Sphinx or something over and over again. These junk mythics that you just can't do away with. So there, like, has that ever happened to you? Of course it has. It's happened to all of us. But those junk mythics, throw them in a box and sit on them. Time is your friend. And then if you have more than one, like having the foil version, it depends if what's important to you. If you're going to play your cards, you might just want just a regular version. You don't have to foil out the deck. So then I'm like straight to the trade-in binder, right? They want to give me 200 bucks in this. I'm going straight to the vendor and they're giving me 30% trade value. Holy smokes, I'm going over to 401 Games and getting me some $150 Anka Mishras. Thank you very much, Mr. Moxman. Like that's how I approach it, right? So so you really got to look at how much that card means to you, especially in modern. If modern cards are important to you, if you're really attached to them, I'm not so attached to modern because I know the reprints happen. I know that GTA one day is going to get unbanned. It's got to. Like, come on. I don't know. I could be crazy, but who's the guy who called the return of Garruk? Hey, I said it. Everyone said he wasn't coming back, and then boom, now he's back. So, and everyone loves him. Right on. Does that answer your question, buddy? Oh gosh, that's a good one. Thanks, Robert O'Brien. Hope I. Hey, Moxman. Michael Superbacker. I remember earlier in the week I was checking out eBay for a copy. Yep, light play. Still don't buy one though. Well, appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm a little bit past the hour, about 24 minutes past. I'm gonna burn through the comments here, and then I gotta run. Wishing everybody some fun in their Thursday. We're gonna see you tomorrow morning. Peace, love, and happiness to everybody for tuning in the Magic the Gathering community. New subscribers, all the folks. Benson, Mr. Mountain Jam, Nels Looser, Michael Superbacker, all you folks, the Moxman, DJ for the support, Coach, thanks for having my back, and all the tips and tricks that you ever wanted to know. The Coach has always got some good information. Hello from Kelowna and a few feet of snow. Tell Gary I said hi and give him a hug and say, bro, take good care of my best friend, Robert O'Brien. MTG stocks with Brody. Let's keep on trying to get through the comments. Old pretty old dual lands, power and more. I brought some jank from Anger Collections. I'm stoked to fill in my jank holes. The binder holes, yeah. Plus a few of the old art MTG cards with no text. Not big dollars, but they look cool. Old art with Cruel Edict, Recollect, Falm, and Javelin. See, these are cards, some of these I don't even know, right? And then like meeting people and the interest that they have. Like I met this Stefan fella, and he's got like he's got like an interest in some very particular cards, seventh edition foils, Mercadian Mass. And you look at these versions of cards and it's like unlike anything you've ever seen. You didn't even know they printed them. So that's cool. Love the super competitive nature. I only play modern. Sweet, that's awesome. I bet you have like 6 decks. I hope you do. I hope you have a bunch of modern decks, and you know, modern's a great competitive format. I love modern. I'm not competitive enough to like be very good at it, but I lose games and I win games sometimes. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy your day. Thanks, Brody. Have a good day, everyone. Smash the like. Thanks, DJ. Don't forget your Headless Horseman playset or Aisling Leprechaun. Benson, buddy, got news for you. I did order a double playset of the Headless Horseman. Stay tuned for a mail opening video. I couldn't say no. It's a great pickup for $2. It's got some play value, some nostalgia, and it's like a card that you don't want to miss out on. Natural Selection, Anka Mishra, Palladium Mars. Man, let's run down the rest of the list here before we head out. Fork. Check out see if you can get yourself a revised copy of the Fork. It's $50 if you want to play it. Man, I find like if you can get lucky on some of these unlimited cards and get revised copies, if you're playing on a budget or buying on a budget or you're balling on a budget and you're driving a Supra, I love the revised copies. I really do. They're white bordered. It's probably because I started playing in revised. That's why. It's just fun to them. It doesn't bother me getting a revised copy or an unlimited copy. Of course, of course, the unlimited copy is really sweet, but getting the revised copy doesn't bug me one bit. I like it. $46 for a fork. Fork it. If a good thing comes along, you must fork it. If an NFT is wrong, you can fork it. So fork it good. Oh yeah, there it is, Michael. Aka Mishra down 21%. You're right. You're right. There it is. Okay, folks. Appreciate you all for tuning in. We'll catch you again in the morning.